We understand that as time goes on, there is maybe a natural instinct to assign responsibility for a tragic event like this. Anxiety and fear is very natural, but the shooter is responsible. Horrific gun violence took the lives of these students and hospitalized others. And it's deeply sad and tragic that schools across the country are targets of violence. Brown is no exception.
All right, let's bring in our think tank. Joining us tonight, criminal defense attorney Josh Kolsrud, along with former law enforcement officer and host of the Strong Enough podcast, Claudia King, and national parenting and family relationship expert, Dr. Sue Cornbluth. Great to see everyone tonight. I'm thinking about this story, and there's similarities to other ones. This almost seems different than a school shooting. And I'll tell you why. This reminds me almost a little bit more of the Idaho 4 killer, where someone comes onto campus. They may know their way around, they may not, I'm not sure. But there seems to be a level of targeted, of where he went or she went. I don't know. He's wearing a mask. But it just seems like it was more specific rather than random in the way I look at school shootings. But I may be wrong. What are your thoughts?
You're looking at it exactly the way that you should. So there's two sides of the coin, right? There is the motive, which is what you're talking about, but you also have to look at the parallels to similar FBI investigations. So what other high-profile FBI investigations can we look at? Well, we have the Charlie Kirk assassination, and there are similarities to this case, not in motive necessarily, but with the investigation itself. So in Charlie Kirk, they did find a weapon that had distinguishing characteristics about it, and supposedly they had the same thing here. Also, in Charlie Kirk, they didn't know who the person was when there was the so-called manhunt, and the FBI really had to be bailed out by the defendants, the suspects' parents in that case. So in this case, the FBI is really hoping for a bailout because that $50,000 reward isn't for somebody who's going to recognize this grainy picture. It's going to be for a family member or a friend who recognizes what this person has done, and they turn him in for the $50,000. So I think we have to look towards the investigations, the similar investigations. Also, look at the January 6th bombing. That's another situation where you had grainy pictures, and they didn't know who it was. And they had to do geofencing to eventually track down the person. So that may be another thing that we're looking at here. Gait analysis has its functions, but it's certainly limited. What this is, it's not just an identification tool, it's an elimination tool, more than anything. It's showing us what the suspect is not. So here, we can see a lot of things. You can see the color of his skin. You can see his body proportions, the way he walks, the comfort in how he's walking. But you know what? This is really for the people that know him, because an average person looking at this video isn't going to identify anyone. But somebody who knows the suspect and sees this video, that's what this is for. Now, this is, again, assuming that this video is the person who did it. I want to hear from students in the classroom identify that this is the person who they saw in the classroom. This is the same person wearing the same clothing, the same body size. I'll feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that, only because the FBI was so wrong with the original person that they identified as the suspect. It kind of ruins, to a certain extent, the credibility of their investigation, unfortunately.
Yeah. Ends up being an episode of Law and Order where they arrest 3 or 4 people, charge them, and then it turns out to be the 5th person. All right, stay where you are. When we come back, we've got more on this shooting suspect and some of the interesting things that have taken place during the course of this manhunt and investigation.